Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into one of the most chilling urban legends in horror cinema history, the unexplained apparition, often referred to as the Pig Beast. This figure was discovered hidden within the background of a cult classic horror film from the late 70s. It wasn't part of the script, it wasn't a prop, and according to the production logs, nobody on set was supposed to be there. Let's peel back the layers of this terrifying mystery together and see what lies in the shadows. To understand the legend of the Pig Beast, we have to look back at the filming of The Haunted Manor in 1978. The production was famously plagued by strange events: unexplained equipment failures, sudden cold spots, and whispers caught on the audio tracks that didn't belong to the actors. While the movie was a modest success at the box office, it wasn't until the home video release years later that eagle-eyed fans noticed something truly disturbing lurking in the shadows of the final basement sequence. In the specific scene in question, the protagonist is running through a dimly lit, narrow corridor, fleeing from a scripted ghost. It is a high-tension moment. However, as the camera pans to follow her frantic movement, a figure is seen standing perfectly motionless in a doorway. It is tall, bulky, and possesses a head that looks disturbingly like a swine or a pig. For years, viewers assumed it was just a background actor in a mask, but the production schedule reveals that no extras were on set that day. When we slow the footage down and digitally enhance the brightness, the details of the apparition become even more unsettling. The Pig Beast doesn't move with the fluid, natural motion of a human being. It appears almost static, yet its eyes seem to catch the studio lights in a way that suggests a solid physical presence. There is a distinct lack of costume seams or visible makeup lines, which has led many paranormal researchers to believe this wasn't a man in a suit, but something much more malevolent.
So why the name Pig Beast? The apparition features a prominent snout-like protrusion and large pointed ears that sit high on its head. In ancient folklore, pig-headed entities are often associated with demonic manifestations or guardians of cursed grounds. If this was a genuine apparition, it suggests that the filming location, a real abandoned estate with a dark and bloody history, might have had some uninvited residents watching the crew from the darkness, manifesting for just a few frames of film. When the original director was interviewed about the Pig Beast in the early 90s, his reaction was one of genuine confusion and visible discomfort. He claimed he had never noticed the figure during the editing process or while reviewing the daily rushes. He even suggested it might have been a lighting fluke or a shadow cast by a piece of equipment. However, modern special effects artists have pointed out that the lighting and shadows on the entity are consistent with a three-dimensional object physically present in the room. Skeptics, of course, offer a more grounded explanation. They argue that the Pig Beast is nothing more than a technical glitch. In the era of physical film, double exposures and film rot could create bizarre artifacts that resemble faces or figures. They suggest that a frame from a different take, perhaps one where a prop was being moved, got accidentally overlaid onto the final cut. However, this theory fails to explain why the figure remains so perfectly anchored to the environment of the shot as the camera moves.
Another popular theory is the disgruntled crew member hypothesis. The idea is that a bored extra or a practical effects artist decided to pull an elaborate prank by donning a mask and standing in a dark corner, hoping to make it into the final film. While this is certainly plausible, it is worth noting that the mask doesn't match any of the prosthetics used in the film, and despite the legend's fame, no one has ever come forward to claim credit for the prank or provide the original mask.
Paranormal investigators who have analyzed the footage point to the entity's absolute stillness as a sign of a residual haunting. This is a type of spiritual recording where an event or figure from the past plays back like a loop. If the estate was once home to someone who wore such a mask for ritualistic purposes, or if the land held a deeper significance, the Pig Beast might just be a shadow of a memory caught on celluloid for all eternity, doomed to repeat its silent watch over the basement hallway. Decades later, the mystery of the Pig Beast remains unsolved, continuing to fascinate and terrify new generations of horror fans. It stands as a reminder
that sometimes the most frightening things aren't what the director intended for us to see, but the things that find their own way onto the screen. What do you think it was? A ghost? A prank? Or just a trick of the light? Let us know your theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on the